Okay, Hazemate here. This is the last part of my my front sprocket swap vlog. So I guess this will be like the last part. It'll be a separate video. This is how to adjust the chain tension. That's because you're gonna have to do that when you change the sprocket sizes. So place the motorcycle on the rear. So also this is the Victory Empulse TT Rider's Manual. It tells you how to do it in there, but the torque is still in Newton meters, so I'll still have to convert all that crap. Anyway, so the first step is to place the motorcycle on a rear wheel stand with the key position and the off position. So there it is. It's on the rear stand because we were just changing the front sprocket. The key is in the off position, and the whole time I had it in first gear, I think. So. It's no problem. It rolls either way. So you loosen the rear axle nut 1 with a 27mm wrench or socket. So here it is. I would suggest you use a socket because I don't think it would be very easy to get a wrench in this little channel here. I would suggest using the socket. So there's a 27mm right there. I was like, oh man, I hope I have the right socket for it. So we'll go ahead and loosen it. Oh boy, it's really tight. So it's only one side because the other one has like a little key on it. Keeps it from spinning. So you just want to loosen it. Don't take it off, but just loosen it. So you can adjust the chain. I think that should be enough. It's got a locking nut on it too, so there's no cotter pin or anything. Okay, that should be loose. So when you can see this washer here is loose, then you should be good to adjust the chain. Okay, so next step, do this by the book. So you see I do everything by the book, but if I feel like we need to omit things later, like we did earlier, I will do it. So loosen the lock nuts on the drive chain adjusting bolts on both sides of the swing arm. So number 2, okay. So there are these guys. So I don't know if I made a video about this, but I put these oh wow, they're really loose already. I put these are vacuum cap. Yeah, they're basically vacuum caps is what they are, for vacuum lines, which the Impulse doesn't have any. But I put these here so just in case these, because I had a KLR that did this one time. I put these here so if these nuts were to ever bolt back out, I would not lose them. So this will keep you from losing it. So I'm going to go and take these out. Oh wow, it's really loose already. The wheel's moving. But I got the red ones too. This one has a lot of oil on it. Looks like the oil's been degrading it too. I got the fancy red ones. Come on. This one's so much harder to take out than the other one. Okay. There we go. Okay, so I need to loosen these locker nuts here. And that is... I find it funny how they tell you what the size of the for the axle nut is, but they don't tell you the size for the other nuts. So it's 13mm. Just go ahead and loosen those, and that will let you adjust the little guys here. Maybe back it out an inch. I don't know how much we're gonna have to adjust it. Just back it out an inch. Same thing with this side. Now, I've never done this on this bike before. I've always checked it and it seems fine, so. Okay, down with step 3. Now turn both the left and right drive chain adjusting bolts an equal number of turns until the correct drive tension is obtained. So, and the previous page has the correct drive tension. I can guarantee you we are way too loose right now, so you need to tighten. It should be no more than 17mm. There. So the Impulse is a little bit, it's kind of an odd motorcycle where it has a maximum chain deflection, but does not have a minimum chain deflection, chain slack. So So just don't, as long as it's more than that, as long as it's less than 17 millimeter, you're good. Yeah, so there you go. That is very, very odd. I've never seen a motorcycle that's like that. I'm sure maybe there are other bikes like that though, so who knows. He's Mega learning stuff all the time. So let's see, the adjuster. Okay, there you go. The adjuster, oh, got it on the first try. All right. The adjuster is a 4 millimeter Allen wrench, Allen socket, whatever. It looks like this will work fine. Oh no, yeah, it will. Okay, so let's say, so just keep an eye on it. But you can always tell by the little marks here. It'll tell you in the manual. But, so we'll go. Let's tighten it 2 full turns. How about that? So right now we're in the, looks like about 10 o'clock position, so you want to remember to go back to the 10 o'clock position. So 1 turn, 2 turn. So there we go. And then we want to do this side. This side is close. This side is closer. That's kind of weird. The wheel is closer to the right swing arm than it is to the left swing arm. Probably because it's got the sprocket on it and everything. Okay, so I don't think we can do what we did on the last one. So, so we did 2 turns, right? 2 full revolutions. So, oh, you can. Okay, so that's 1, and that's 2. Okay, so now you want to check your tension. And so I can tell you now that's probably too much right there. Yeah, so I think that's too much. And the way to check that, if you don't know how to adjust, I'm assuming that you don't know how to adjust the chain on a motorcycle, but basically I think it actually showed you where to check it too. So yeah, so like right here, right under the swing arm, near this bolt here, to the right of that bolt a bit, is where you want to check it. Like right, let's get this little tassel out of the way here to tie down. I want to check it right around here. So that's way too much, I can tell you that. But yeah, so you want it to be within. I just use a caliper and I look straight across, and then if it exceeds that a lot, then you're too loose. So we're gonna go tighten it. So I'm gonna go 3 turns. How about that? So here's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, I'm gonna do the same here. Just remember the position you started in. 1, 2, and 3. Man, it got really hard all of a sudden. Maybe the chain is too tight already. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, the chain is way too tight now. We're gonna back it off a turn. Okay, that was way too tight. So we're gonna back this one off a turn. Okay, so it only needed like 4 full turns actually. So I thought, like, yeah, okay, so like it's really, at a point it gets really, really, really sensitive. So that's way too tight. So we went too far. Let's go half a turn. It's half a turn. That's half a turn right there. Okay. Okay, there we go. So now we got a little bit of slack. Just kind of jiggle, or what you want to do is pull the wheel back, just in case it went forward. So I don't think it could happen. Yeah. Well, you're gonna want. Oh yeah, that's kind of weird, huh? Okay. Anyhow, so what's happening right now is it's going cockeyed. Since it's pulling here, it wants to pull the chain. It wants to pull the chain. It wants to pull the axle of the wheel this way. So, but the one that really adjusts the tension is the one on the left, obviously, because it's right next to the chain. So what you want to do is try to get that one pretty close, but still kind of play with this one at the same time. And then when we're finally done, when we think we have it pretty close, we're gonna go look at those marks and then line them up perfectly so the wheel is aligned. So that's the way I'm gonna do it. So yeah, so you kind of get the gist of it. You saw that I tightened it 5 turns, and then it was too tight. We checked it after 2 turns. Yeah, we checked it after 2 turns, and it was still too loose. So we tightened it 3 more turns. It was too tight, and then so we loosened it back one whole turn, and then now it seems like it's okay. So now I need to check the adjustment again, and then yeah. So I'm gonna shoot for, was it 17? It was 17, right? Yeah. I'm gonna shoot for like around 15, I guess. And also what you want to do is kind of rotate the wheel a little bit and check it in the same spot a couple times, because there's certain parts in the chain that are tighter than other. So yeah, so there you go, and I'll let you know how it goes. Okay, so I think I got it where I want it. I moved the chain a little bit. I put it in neutral so it's easier to roll. So you just check in the same spot again. Oops. Well, this is a little example. I would do it with 2 hands if I could, you know. But yeah, so I checked it. It's about like 15 millimeters, 15, 16, somewhere around there. It's not more than 17 is the important part. I think it's okay to have, everyone tells me it's better to have the chain looser than tighter. Okay, so now it's time to make sure your wheel is aligned properly. So we're here. On the right side, we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 7.5. It's kind of like it kind of gets skinnier in the center. So we're gonna measure off the top here of this adjuster. So it's 7.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5. Yep, 7.5 from the right. From the not the right, because we're gonna be on the other side, but from the back of the bike. So now I'm gonna go on this side, count. So here we are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's not good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Huh. Okay, my bike has not been in alignment the whole time. So 7. We're at 8.5. So what we want to do is we want to loosen it. Yeah, so let's just start loosening it. And then you got to pull the wheel back. No, push the wheel forward. You got to push the wheel forward to take out that slack. All mixed up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we're getting close. Let's tighten it a little bit more. No, wait, we need to loosen it. It's too tight. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5. Okay, that looks pretty good. And it's hard to tell from the camera, but that's about 7.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5. Yep. That looks good to me. That's the same on both sides, so we'll count the other side again. So you want to make sure you push the wheel forward so there's no, slop on it. And then you want to check this again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5. Okay, that one did not change. Go ahead. So that should be good. What you want to do is probably, since we loosened the other side, it might affect the chain tightness. And so you want to go check it one more time. It looks like it's a little looser now. Hold on. Okay, so I checked it. It looks like it did get a little looser. It's like 17, right on the money now. So I think I want to tighten it just a teeny tiny bit. and then so it's just like, so as you can see, it's just this this game. It's this game of checking the chain tension, adjusting it, and then when you think you got it close, you check the wheel alignment with the little tick marks, and then so I found out that this is actually off by like one tooth. Now, I had never checked it before since I bought the bike. I've been checking the chain tension, but I haven't been checking the wheel alignment. So maybe my wheel's been crooked all along. So I don't know, man. That's not a good thing. But so yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of go over the procedure, and then I'll let you know how it went at the end. So what happened now is the rear wheel is so it was uneven. So we evened it out by checking the adjusters. It found out that this side was too tight, so we had to loosen it. It was eight tick marks. It was 8.5 tick marks where it should have been 7.5 tick marks from the back of the bike. So now so we loosened it. We loosened it so it might affect the chain. So we checked it again, and we saw that the chain got a little bit loose. So now it's 17, right on the money. I feel like I want to tighten it just a smidge tighter. So we're gonna go 1/8. 1/8, like boom, like that much. 1/8, very small. And then you want okay. So then what's gonna happen now is I'm gonna check it again, check the tension again with the caliper, and then like if I'm happy with it, I'm gonna check the wheel alignment again. If it's off again, we'll realign it, and then we'll check the tension again, and then just pretty much repeat the process until I got it the way I want it. Until the wheel is lined up and the tension is right, and then you can go lock everything up. So that's the process I'm going through right now. Okay, so I want to reiterate. You want to check the tension at different parts. You want to mute different parts of the chain. So you want to check it here, rotate the chain a little bit, check it again, and so I got about 15 to 17 millimeter. That's pretty good. That's where I want it. 15 to 17 millimeter. So it was like tighter in some spaces and not tighter. So now I got it the way I want it. I checked the alignment. It's about 7 3/4, almost 3/4. The alignment is good. So now we're gonna go tighten the adjuster, the locking nuts here, so this doesn't move anymore. And then okay, I don't know, we can't torque this anyways. So I think to make sure, okay, you want to make sure you press up on the back wheel to take up all that slack there, because it may have some slack. Press on the wheel. I'm pressing it with my knee right now, and then tighten this. Give it a little snug. Tighten this. Okay, then snug it down a little more. Okay, you don't want it like super tight. It feels like it's kind of like moving the adjuster a little bit. And then go ahead and get your socket. Go ahead and tighten that bad boy up. Tighten the axle. Just get it a little kind of snug right now. It doesn't have to be like super tight. We'll torque it later. Usually, like on my dual sport bikes, I don't even use a torque wrench. It's as tight as I can make it with the tire, the tire wrench that you're using, because you're gonna have to get it off in the field, so you don't want it like too tight, Okay, so that feels like it's not gonna move anymore. Okay, so now what you want to do, what I want to do is probably clean up, but what you want to do is check the tension again, rotate the wheel in a couple places, check the tension again, and then you're gonna I think you're supposed to check it on the side stand, because that's what a lot of people say. They just check it out. So check the tension of the lower drive chain at the midpoint as far as this is. Blah 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 blah. Oh, the motorcycle should be supported using a rear wheel stand when checking. Okay, so there you go. So that that says it all right there. So this is the last step. This is the last step. I thought that you were supposed to check it on the side stand, but you're actually supposed to check it on a rear stand. According to the Victory Empulse manual, Empulse TT manual, you're supposed to check it on a rear stand. So that's what we're doing. So from now on, whenever I have to remember, you got to put it on the rear stand if you want to check the thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and check the chain tension one more time, and then that's pretty much it. Okay. We're done. So here we go. So I kind of messed up there. I don't want to say like, oh yeah, the manual says to do this, but I tell you to do this. But I did it a different way. It says to adjust the chain and then make sure the wheels are the wheels aligned, and then it says to torque the axle, and then you tighten the bolts. So I flip 6 and 7 around. I tighten the adjusting bolts and the locking nuts first, and then I tighten the axle. So I was supposed to actually torque was it? Anyway, yeah. So if the wheel's not aligned properly, your rear brake is your rotor is not going to be straight either. I didn't think about that. Like, oh yeah, it's not so much a big deal if the rear wheel is like crooked on the bike, because I mean that might make the bike crab a little, but your sprocket will be pointing to the side, you know, pointing to one side, or your rear rotor will be pointing to one side, so that would be bad. So yeah, so I did the math for you guys. 95 Newton meters is 70 foot-pounds. 95 Newton meters is 70 foot-pounds. So there you go. So I'm gonna go torque it to 70 foot-pounds. That's pretty tight. That's pretty close to how you're supposed to tighten a car tire. Okay, I got a torque wrench set to 70 foot-pounds. Let's go tighten it real quick. I'll kind of press down on the bike. Okay, maybe it was already too tight. Let me loosen it first. Okay. Kind of press down. I'm pressing down on the rear rack here. I'm pressing down on it, and then I'm checking. So that way the swing arm doesn't like try to pop up. Okay, that's about 70 right there. Should be good. And then we're pretty much done. Yeah, pretty much done. I can check you may want to check the tension one more time, but I was, like I said, it was 15 to 17 several places around the chain, so it should be good right now. So we can kind of check that. Let me take this off. That's probably not a good idea. You can kind of check that right now. Fire the bike up. Fire it up. Down for a second. Arm the bike. Hopefully, okay. So this goes back to the part where we took the kickstand assembly out. We put this up. Okay, it works. So that means I install it right. So the bike is armed now. That means we can twist the throttle. Okay, it's not in gear. Let's put it in gear. Let's use the clutch. Okay. You want to be stubborn like that? Man, listen to that backlash, dude. So they say you're supposed to wheel the bike back a little bit to get rid of that backlash. See that? See that backlash there? That take up? That's a lot, man. Look at that. It's like an inch or two, right? That's horrible. I bet you it won't jerk if I give it throttle right now. There you go. It's pretty violent when you let go of the throttle. So there you go. So hey, this is the end of Hades Omega's front sprocket change vlog for the Victory Empulse TT. That is the most difficult front sprocket change I've ever done on a motorcycle. I'm sure there are probably other bikes that are more difficult than that, especially like a sport bike with all the fairings and crap all over it. But that was pretty hard. I'm still kind of iffy on this. Let me turn it back off. Oh, it's on 2nd gear. Yeah. So as you can see, it seemed like the chain was okay. Actually, I might want to check it again. This came out of the clutch slave cylinder. That looks like brake fluid to me. Looks pretty clean too. It's a good thing. So I might want to just check up on this area every once in a while. But the clutch works fine. Ooh, it's soft now. Yeah. Okay. So throughout the day, I'm gonna have to check this. It feels like it got softer. Yeah, so I probably want to take the bike out for a ride to do a test ride right now. But there it is. That was the front sprocket change. It seems like the sprocket works fine. It installed fine. The circlip installed fine. When I put it back on, I moved it around a little channel to see if it was seated in there properly, and it looks okay. I don't think even if the circlip wasn't in there, I don't think it would come off of the shaft. I hope not. So it looks good. Everything looks good. The tension looks good. I'm just worried about the clutch. The clutch seems like I just squeezed it right now, and it feels like it was lighter than before. It does feel like it's lighter than before, so that's not a good sign. You may need to bleed the clutch or something, or maybe the slave cylinder is bad. So I want to check up on that every once in a while, but I think it's okay for now. Hopefully I didn't damage anything with that slave cylinder. We may have to go bleed it later, so we'd have to get some brake fluid. That'll be a different video if I have to do that. Alright, so there it is. That's how to change the front sprocket on Empulse TT. With you got a bonus video on how to adjust the chain, because that's one of the steps. Alright, here's my out.